Hey, you curious about Lewiston, Idaho? Well, so was I. So that's where we're at today. I'm going to give you guys some facts about the town, lots of drone shots and driving shots so you guys can see exactly what it looks like right here in Lewiston, Idaho. Hey, if this is your first time on the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the notifications bell so you can stay up to date on all of our latest content. Our real estate team gets calls, texts, and emails every single day from people just like you trying to learn more about North Idaho. So if you guys are thinking about making the move right now or 12 months from now, it doesn't matter. Give us a call, text, or email. Let's get that conversation started. All right. Beautiful morning here in Lewiston, Idaho. I've never made it down here. Full disclosure, this is my first time in Lewiston. And the only reason we're here is because our Frenchie is getting a surgery at a veterinary clinic right across the river. So that brought us here early in the morning, and we figured, why don't we shoot a video and show you guys what it's like here. This area is situated really cool. That's the Clearwater River behind me there. And then I believe that's the paper mill back there. That is the dominant industry here in Lewiston. The Snake River, you can't see it from here, but it's off to my right and they converge right over here. So lots of water around. One thing Lewiston is known for, or I've heard it's been known for, is a smell that permeates the air due to the paper mill. And I can definitely smell it. It's not overwhelming. I imagine if you lived here, you wouldn't even notice it anymore, but it's definitely there. So that's something to keep in mind. Looking around at the landscape, so when you come into Lewiston, you're out on a plateau and then you drop down into this valley along the river. And most of the city looks like it's along here. The landscape's way different than Coeur d'Alene, and we're only 2 hours from Coeur d'Alene. But you look around up here and it's these brown hills that are formed by millions of years of glacier and erosion. And they're different, a little bit high deserty looking to me. Not my favorite. I'm not a geologist either, so I might have made all that up. I don't know, but it looks like that to me. They're pretty in their own right. But I personally prefer the nice forested mountains that we get up farther north of here in Idaho. But if it's a landscape that appeals to you, then by all means, have at it. But we're going to get some driving shots down in the downtown. There's a cool little, brick building downtown like we love to see up in North Idaho. And lots of neighborhoods. There's a college here, so we'll get shots of all that so you guys can see all of that stuff. All right, I got to make a quick correction. I knew it was going to happen. I misquoted myself on the paper mill. That thing that was behind me with the silos was clearly not a paper mill, probably some type of granary or something like that. We did find the mill and we found the paper company. So they are just a few miles down the road from there, but still on the Idaho side in Lewiston. You've got Clearwater Paper Company, and then there is Idaho Forestry Group. There's also a mill up there where they're producing lumber. So found that. That may be the actual location of the suspicious smell that runs around town, that being the paper company. But both very large looking businesses. They probably employ a lot of people here in these towns. So there we go. I've corrected myself. Moving on, let's talk about schools a little bit. I am always cautious talking about schools since I don't have kids that go here, nor do I know anyone that has kids that go here. So I like to use websites like niche.com. That's niche.com. I like that one because they have reviews from parents with kids in the school, so you can get it right from them. The overall school rating for Lewiston on Niche is like a B to an A-, so very good actually for a lot of schools we see in Idaho. That's K through 12 public school in Lewiston. Also, we've already mentioned it and we showed you the campus earlier, but Lewis and Clark State College is here as well. So you've got higher education options and K through 12 options in Lewiston, which is kind of nice. On a side note, if you want to entertain yourself and you're on niche.com, look at some of the comments about the town itself. They were very entertaining. I wish I had saved a few to read to you guys, but you jump on there yourself and check them out. You'll be amused. All right, let me hit you with some facts while we're out here instead of me just rambling. Median household income in Lewiston is about $71,000. I think I already told you, but the population is 35,000, and we're in Nez Perce County. Proximity to major cities. So this is an important one for a lot of people. So drive time to Spokane, Washington, which would be the largest city near here. That is in Washington, but it's close to Idaho. It's about 104 miles, so it's give or take 2 hours to get to Spokane. Here's an important one. Spokane International Airport from Lewiston is about 108 miles and just a little bit over 2 hours drive time. To Coeur d'Alene, it's 115 miles, and it's about 2 hours and 21 minutes of drive time. There is a very small airport here in Lewiston. I don't know if they do any type of commercial flights or if it's just private flights. I'm not sure about that, but that is here as well. All right, let's talk about a topic near and dear to my heart. That is crime. Lewiston has its own police department. Like I said, with a population that size, you would expect that. ISP, the state troopers, patrol through here as well, and the sheriff's department. Crime, so I use niche.com a lot. It's a website that you can rate towns on and people can give reviews. Niche.com gave it a C+, which is surprising because I looked at the average crime statistics for like property crime, crimes against persons, violent crime, things like that. And it's like a fraction of the national average, like a quarter or maybe a third at the most. So crime here is very low compared to the national average. So I'm not sure why it got that rating from niche.com. There is a college in town, and that can bring crimes like drunk in public, things like that, property crimes, sometimes violent crime because you have bar fights and things of that nature. So keep that in mind. But overall, crime here is very, very low compared to the national average. So good to know. Let's take a little quick talk about housing costs and rental costs. They are quite a bit cheaper than you're going to find up in the Coeur d'Alene area, for example, which is where we're usually hanging out and talking about. A median home value in Lewiston is $378,000. I think the median home value up in Coeur d'Alene is like $575 right now, somewhere in that range, somewhere in the 500s. So quite a bit different. Driving around town, there's a mixture. I know that I'm looking at a lot of probably college housing because it's a little bit more run down. There's a lot of smaller homes in town that, I don't know. I guess the nicest way to say it is it looks a little bit economically depressed. And I know I haven't hit the good neighborhoods yet. We're going to get there, but there's that vibe. Okay, so with that, I would say that tells me that, yeah, that number is probably fairly accurate on the median home value. Rents here are quite a bit cheaper than, say, the Coeur d'Alene area as well. Looks like studio rent, you're going to be like $500 a month, one bedroom, $750, and then two bedroom, maybe $1,500. So believe it or not, those are cheaper than Coeur d'Alene. But keep in mind, overall, the cost of living here is going to be pretty low as well. North Idaho in general has a lower cost of living than a lot of states you might be coming from. And I would say Lewiston is probably even on the lower side. Kristen and I went out for breakfast this morning, and the huge meal I got was $15 for mine. And I think that's probably like $5 cheaper than it would have been up in Coeur d'Alene. So keep that in mind. That's just one tiny example. I get that. But, I think it shows. So if you're looking for an area where the housing is a little bit more affordable, Lewiston might check that box for you. And you like the landscape, because I'm looking at it right now, and these mountains are vastly different than they are 2 hours north of here, for sure. All right, so how about jobs in Lewiston? Well, you've got some bigger options. You've got the healthcare system, the school system, right? We've got Lewis and Clark College here in town, so that provides a lot of jobs. And then the paper mill is a big one. Pretty sure that's what that is over there. Someone may prove me wrong, but I know this area is known for the paper mill, and that's where that smell can come from. There's also a couple cool businesses that I wanted to mention because it is North Idaho. We love our guns. CC&I, they are an ammunition manufacturer. They are right here in Lewiston. Just drove by them a little while ago. And then Seekins Precision, they make awesome rifles. They are also based right here in Lewiston, Idaho. So kind of two cool businesses that really match the values and the gun culture that we love and adore in North Idaho. So what is there to do in Lewiston, Idaho? Well, I got a couple things for you. We've already checked out Hell's Gate State Park and the marina down there. That's where they have the jet boats. That was a cool spot. Looked like it would be a great place to recreate, especially in the summertime. It's kind of dead right now, but it's pretty chilly today. And then right now we are on the Lewiston Levee Parkway and Riverside trails. So these trails look like they run for miles right along the levee here, and looks like an absolutely fantastic place to take a walk the dog, whatever. Fishing's obviously a big deal here. I've seen a ton of fishing boats. I think the Snake River is really good for sturgeon fishing. Someone let me know if I'm correct about that. I'm pretty sure I have some friends who've done that. Also, the Nez Perce County Historical Museum is here. And then, you know, if you're into downtown shopping and coffee shops and things like that, the downtown's actually pretty nice. We just had coffee downtown, and lots of cool brick buildings, nice big trees. It was beautiful. So I think overall, there's a lot to do here. Obviously, hunting, fishing, all the things you do in North Idaho anyway are here as well. But those are a couple of bigger ticket items that I just wanted to highlight here in Lewiston. We're gonna talk about weather real quick. It's October 14th and it was freezing this morning, and now it's actually kind of pleasant out here and sunny, which is cool. So this climate is quite a bit different than Coeur d'Alene, even though we're only 2 hours south of there. This is a semi-arid, as you can tell by the mountains around us, very brown. So it does not get as much rain down here. I think average rainfall is closer to 12 inches. Coeur d'Alene's like 20 something. And then snowfall is like 10 to 12 inches as well. So you will get snow here. It gets cold, of course. Average temperatures in the wintertime are probably similar to Coeur d'Alene in low 30s, high 20s. Occasionally temperatures below zero, and similar in the summertime as well. It would be probably 80s and 90s, occasionally getting over 100 degrees as well. But it does seem a bit drier here. I mean, in town, everything's lush and green. But when you start to look up into those hills, that kind of is a clue for you. There's just not a lot of pine trees around here that we're used to up north, which is interesting because the Idaho Forestry Group had a shit ton of lumber out there, so they must be getting it somewhat close, I would think. I don't know the deal on that. Someone I'm sure can educate me and tell me where those logs are coming from. But so weather, I don't know if it's going to be any warmer than Coeur d'Alene, so if that's the toss-up for you, that's probably not going to be a factor, but it will be a little bit drier, maybe a little bit sunnier, but probably not a real noticeable difference overall. Okay, final thoughts on Lewiston as I wrap up this video. I think it'll be a personal preference thing. Obviously, I don't live here. I don't even know anyone that lives here, so I don't know, the community vibe. That's always something that I like to talk about up in Coeur d'Alene area, because we know the community up there. We can definitely speak on that there. Here, I don't know. I see lots of family type activities, so I'm assuming this would be a good town for families. And it seems like there's some jobs available here as well. You've got some bigger industry stuff. Cons, there's really no bigger metropolitan area close by, but maybe that's a pro for you. But that can be a con in things as far as healthcare, shopping, if you're into that. There's a cat fight over there. Now the dogs are going crazy. Pros, it's a very outdoorsy feeling town with the rivers close by. I think you have a lot of water activities here. And it's a nice small town. It's got a cute downtown. It's beautiful. It's a different kind of beautiful than I'm used to up in Coeur d'Alene, but there's a definite beauty here. These mountains that are kind of surrounding us as we sit down in the river valley definitely take on a shape of their own, and they're pretty cool. But in town, I'm seeing some areas that seem a little more economically depressed. I don't know if they are, or if that's just homes that are a little more run down and not kept up. Maybe that's a function of a college town. I don't know that either, but it's something I've observed here, so you might observe that as well. There are some nicer neighborhoods. I will try to find some B-roll for that, by the way. Hopefully it's in there. And so, overall, I think it could be a good fit. I'm still partial to the Coeur d'Alene area, but if you have questions about this area, we can get answers for you. So please reach out to our real estate team. That's how we pay the bills. And we have a killer team behind us. All of our agents are fantastic. So we will partner you with the correct one to help you guys make that move, whether it's here in Lewiston or anywhere north of here in North Idaho. We've got you covered.